Guys, I'm going nuts with this Ezra Miller individual, okay? Because I've brought this individual, they, up on my channel multiple times. And I hate to say it, nobody seems to care. I keep putting out these videos saying this they is, whatever they are, transgender, non-binary individual. I'm getting progressively more worried. As I've said, it started out, like, oh, I can't believe he did this thing. The first incident, he choked somebody in the street. We go, oh my God, well, hopefully, maybe he got drunk and went too far. Then we find out he's in bars, beating people up, spitting on people, throwing things at people, saying he's going to come into their houses and kill their wives. And for some reason, no one is talking about it. What is happening? This is insane behavior. And we do have to be, it's fun to joke about because is clearly insane. We've watched the arrest videos. They is nuts out of their mind. But this is going too far. And now we have this story. And I hope that this finally scares people. In today's modern age, people aren't, I know there's so much to be worried about and so much in the world. But people keep treating this as a joke. Well, now I hope they won't treat it as a joke. Because Ezra Miller has gone, apparently, way too far. We're going to talk about it. Please subscribe to the channel. Because this is crazy to me. Ezra Miller's parents say this actor has taken control of their daughter and is asking the court for a protective order. So, let me be clear. This headline does not even stress how bad this story truly is. That this transgender, non-binary individual, I have to say, I'm not saying that as a joke. It's because I can't say this man or this woman. I have to say this non-binary individual is some sort of crazy groomer, sexual, whatever. I don't even know what you would call it. I mean, I know one word you could call it, but I'd probably get flagged for saying it on YouTube. He's a PDF file, as we say, because as we have learned, Ezra Miller, when he was 23 years old in 2016, met a young woman by the name of Dakota Iron Eyes from the Standing Rock Reservation in North Dakota. Fine. Met a young fan. Nothing wrong with that. She was 12 years old. Okay, whatever. Young fan of the actor. But what happened? Is this a friendship or is this something deeper and more sinister? And it's kind of sounding like it might be the second thing, because from there, Dakota's parents say she and Ezra developed the friendship they believe puts Dakota at risk. Just 1 year later, Ezra Miller flew her to London to visit the studio where Fantastic Beasts was being filmed when she was 14 and Ezra was 25. Okay, it's one thing to be really nice to your young fans. It's another thing to be messaging with them privately and flying them out on lavish vacations. That is not even suspicious. That is just genuinely incorrect, wrong behavior. Unless they're dying, if this was a Make-A-Wish situation, sure, fly them out to the set. But you should not, as a grown individual, I don't know if you were a man at the time, a grown transgender non-binary individual, you do not need to be developing relationships with 12 and 14-year-olds. Maybe your own nieces and nephews, sure, you can be close to them, but you shouldn't be finding random kids off the street who are your fans and flying them around the world. It's very questionable what you're doing, Ezra. As their friendships continued, Dakota's parents came Ezra, again, a 25-year-old man and a 14-year-old girl, giving her alcohol, marijuana, and LSD. This is like the creepy guy who used to hang out at your high school and want to get drunk at all the high school parties. The 30-year-old weirdo who would be partying with all the high school kids. That's what Ezra Miller is starting to sound like. Not only that, they say that Ezra interrupted Dakota's schooling so hard that she dropped out in 2021. They went to Ezra Miller's Vermont home in January to get their daughter. So she is now currently what? If she was 14 in 2017, she is now 19 years old. So a 19-year-old girl is living in Ezra Miller's home, where they find she doesn't have her driver's license, her car keys, her bank card, or any of the other items, and also found bruises on her body, which they're saying were the responsibility of Ezra Miller, which I believe, because we have multiple videos, we have multiple testimonies of this man brutalizing women, shoving them around, punching them, choking them. Would never do it to a man. This transgender non-binary individual is too much of a coward to face up to somebody their own size, but a young, defenseless woman, I fully imagine they would be willing to put bruises on somebody. Regardless, why is Ezra Miller, who, let's see, this is 5 years later, why is a 30-year-old shacking up with a 19-year-old? I'm okay. That relationship could possibly work, very possibly, but the fact that you've noticed that she was 12 is very suspect. Now, Dakota's parents say she fled to NYC to reunite with Ezra. From there, the pair has been traveling together to Vermont, Hawaii, and Los Angeles, and she's now at this club in Hawaii where Ezra Miller is going around getting drunk, being belligerent, fighting with people, and telling them he's going to kill them. They're claiming that this is some sort of controlling, almost cult-like situation where she's been drawn into, let's be clear, yes, a celebrity with a cult of power, and you're a young girl, and one of your favorite actors says he's going to fly around the globe and change your life. Yeah, you start getting crazy ideas in your head. You start feeling indebted to this individual. You might overlook the fact that this is a drugged-out psychopath who keeps being arrested for horrible, horrible assaults and violence and whatever else. And if you don't think this man is crazy, this transgender non-binary individual, I'm sorry, please, there is an arrest video, which we have watched multiple times here. If you go to my live show, The Monday Night Grift, we watched it. I'm not going to go over it here again. Maybe I'll make a separate video going through that arrest, but clearly this is an unstable, damaged individual. Sounds insane, sounds schizophrenic. Now, in the documents, Dakota's parents say Ezra uses violence, intimidation, threats of violence, fear, paranoia, delusions, and drugs to hold sway over this woman. He also told her to change her name to Gibson. Ezra has decided Dakota is non-binary transgender on her own behalf. This is just nuts. Now, Dakota's mom, I assume her mom, and here's Dakota herself, is saying, my family is living a nightmare. Ezra Miller has brainwashed my daughter, physically assaulted her, is perpetuating cult-like behaviors and emotional abuse. Ezra's dangerous behaviors are escalating with no accountability for Warner Brothers. Well, yes, where is the accountability? I've been calling on Warner Brothers since day one to go put this guy on a home arrest, get him in a treatment program, get some sort of intervention. They seem to just be okay. Again, this is the Flash. This is their big-time star. He's in the new Fantastic Beasts movies that just came out. He's a member of the Warner Brothers family. And they're doing nothing as he's out there criminalizing, brutalizing, and potentially grooming young women. Again, she says, my daughter has not had a phone since January 2022. Ezra Miller has control of her Instagram. If you know where she is, please contact me. And Ezra Miller, anytime the boyfriend takes control of the phone, says you can't contact your family, I can't trust you. You've lost that privilege. I'm the only person you should be talking to. Look at her eyes. She's dead behind the eyes because Ezra Miller has stripped the life from this woman with his is insanity. Now, I'm gonna be fair because there is a statement from this lady that has just come out. It is a public statement. And we're going to see if she counters this thing. But I have to say, going into it, I see a 12-year-old girl who a grown actor was flying them around the world and brought them into this sphere. And I have to imagine that, I don't know if this comes from a place of honesty or if she doesn't realize that she's being manipulated. I'd like to make a statement. I dropped out of Bard 5 months ago. My friend passed soon afterwards. My comrade Ezra Miller, for the entirety of the aforementioned era, has only provided loving support and invaluable protection through this period of loss. Well, here's why I don't believe that. It sounds nice and good, but I've seen videos of Ezra Miller in recent weeks. He's drunk out of his mind. He's fighting with cops. He's fighting with bartenders. He's going into people's houses telling them he's going to burn them alive. So the idea that he's an invaluable ally to you in your time of need, I think you're feeding into their delusion. Okay, I am no way in need of a conservatorship. My father and his allegations are frankly transphobic. Oh, okay. I am now aware of the severity of emotional and psychological manipulation I was made to endure while in my parents' home. Because he's convinced her that she's secretly a transgender two-spirit person and that her family has been holding her back. Only Ezra, with his drugs and his violence, can set you on the path to freedom. I'm an adult. I deserve authority in my own body. You're 19. You have no idea what's going on. I am wondering whether cops will show up on a daily basis. I've decided upon a therapist. Thank God. Hopefully Ezra lets you see it, and hopefully it's a real therapist and not a guy who lives in a tree and tells you to, I don't know, free yourself by setting your body on fire. Hopefully you're getting real mental help, because anyone who's looking to Ezra Miller in their time of emotional crisis, I hate to say it, is going to end up dead in the gutter. This is a dangerous individual. This bout of blatant betrayal and toxicity from my parents, blah, 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 blah. Okay. There's people saying, listen, we have to listen to her. Marginalized, bi POC deserve a voice. This is a mental health and an indigiqueer issue. This is a woman, let's be clear, who is being psychologically manipulated by a skillful sociopath. Ezra Miller is a dangerous, demented individual who, I don't know if there's any saving Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller needs treatment. Ezra Miller needs to be put in some sort of hospital where he can't hurt other people. Maybe he needs to go to prison for some of the things he's been doing and saying while in Hawaii. But I can't help but laugh at his insanity. But now the fact that he's drawn this young woman into it, a woman he's known since she was 12 years old, it scares me. It scares me beyond belief, and you should be scared as well. Warner Brothers, what are you going to do about this? How can I go see the Flash movie knowing the Flash has a 19-year-old girl that he's kept kidnapped, refuses to give her her cell phone, won't let her access Instagram, and this is crazy to me. How is this happening? Guys, no jokes. I can't make a joke about they or them or the transgender non-binary community. This is not against you, but against one transgender non-binary individual who I think is a danger to themselves and they people around them. I hate this pronoun stuff. It's impossible. I said I wasn't going to make jokes, but it's impossible. Look, this is crazy. Warner Brothers needs to talk about this because it's out of control, and I'm legitimately worried that something is going to happen and that Ezra Miller will continue to hurt people, maybe hurt this young woman. I don't know. Maybe I sound alarmist, but go watch the videos of his behavior. I'm terrified. He seems capable of anything, and no one is trying to stop him. I'll update you guys on this situation as I have it. In the meantime, please subscribe to the channel and check out my comic book, whatever. I hate to do a plug at the end because I'm just so worried. I really hope this young lady's okay, because this is just pure insanity.